So the Resummon Banners are coming back. I was kind of confused a couple of days ago when I had some YouTube comments saying, it was kind of weird, it was a coincidence, but do you think the Resummon Banners are coming back? And then they kind of transitioned into, are the Resummon Banners good? And I was like, what are you guys talking about? And then I finally today, in my version of the game, got updated, right? The Amazon version or whatever it was. I hadn't seen it, maybe I overlooked it, but the Resummon Banners are coming back. So we're gonna be talking about the Resummon Banners in general here, what they are if you haven't seen them before, and what it looks like they're gonna be doing this time around, because they did have them previously. It is gonna be the same sort of format, and there was some like pretty garbage units on them. So let's talk about the Resummon Banners today and whether or not you guys should be pulling for them or any of them, and which ones, if you are gonna be pulling on them, which ones you guys should be targeting. And then in the future, we'll be talking about each of them individually when we get the full list of characters. So let's talk about them right now. The Resummon Banners are coming back. If you don't know what the Resummon Banners are, they're going to cost 6,000 lapis, and you're going to be able to resummon up to 4 times. It's a 10+1 summon. It gets a guaranteed 5-star character for the guaranteed 1. So the 10 plus the 1 is the guaranteed 5-star. And then on top of that guaranteed 5-star character, you will get a 50% super trust Moogle for that character as well. So this is going to help you finish off a super TMR, right? If you have, 2 copies of a character, if you already have that character 7-star, you can go ahead and get a 5-star guaranteed character and the 50% trust Moogle, fuse them into the 7-star. That'll get you that super TMR. So that's something that you can look forward to doing there. Also, you can also just get your second copy and then have 50% of your way towards a super TMR there for actually using a unit. So let's talk about these units. Let's talk about this stuff here. And remember, guys, 6,000 lapis for that 10+1. You'll get the first pull, and you can reroll up to 4 times. And then you, on that 4th time, if you use them all, then you're going to be stuck with whatever you have on that 4th time. And remember, it's limited 1 per player this time. Before, I think last time it was like you could do it like 2 times or 3 times. You could do the whole resummon thing. Now it looks like it's 1 time each. I know it's a little bit small. I can't do anything about that. Really, I can't zoom in here. It's a news for ants once again. But we are going to have the attacker mage banner. We're going to have the support breaker banner. We're going to have the healer tank/magic tank banner. I don't know what's tank/magic tank, but it's different. But these are a little bit different than they were last time, because last time it was like the attacker banner, then there was a mage banner, then there was like support banner. They kind of like put all the supports and all the tanks into one banner, and all the healers, and they had like a physical attacker banner and a magic attacker banner, which was a little bit different. But as you can see, they're showing off some pretty cool units. There were some units in there that were missing last time, some newer units, some units with really good super TMRs, and then they had some units that just were really old and really kind of garbage, right? We had really old units like Queen, for example, was trolling around the pool. There was one banner, I think it was like the mage banner or something, where like the only like 95% of the characters on that banner were just trash, just garbage. So we'll have to see exactly how that's going to line up, but I can give you guys a general idea of what you should be looking for when pulling on these banners, and then a general idea of what they're showing off here. Last time they were showing off like everything, and I think these banners are much better than before, because one time it was attacker and then mage and then like support plus tanks plus breakers plus healers all in the same banner, and it was like pretty much like the one banner was like the only banner that had anything good on it. This time we have the attacker and mage banner. This one's going to be a little interesting depending on who they put in there. We can see White Lotus Dark Mage Fina is here. So that's a very, very prominent magic damage dealer still to this day in the game. Very good character, very top-end mage, so that's pretty powerful there. Agent Olive is in here as well, which was one of the harder characters to get your hands on. She's not time-limited or anything, but her step-up summon, the Black Friday step up, was an atrocious step up. She is still a really good character. If you maybe got 1 copy, this could be a chance for you to get a second copy. She also has a very powerful super TMR as well with the Black Sparky, 2-handed gun, 1.5 times average variance, very strong because it's a 2-handed gun, 50% attack on it as well, 30%, I think, 30% limit burst damage, and then because it's a gun, you get another 40% attack from the rare item world roll. So very powerful super TMR, pretty powerful character as well. I know a lot of people who actually have her do use her. She's very strong. I've used her for a couple of stuff, and then you can see a couple of things, not a couple of stuff, a couple of things. And then you can see Malphases in there as well, incredibly powerful super TMR, still one of the top super TMRs in the game. So those are all 3 very powerful options for you. And then we have on the other side Eldor Kingrang, still incredibly powerful character. Warrior Light Barch is there, still usable, nothing super crazy though. I wouldn't be pulling for Warrior Light Barch. And then we have like Kefka, a 5-star base Kefka. Kefka is like kind of lower end tier. So the Attacker Magic Banner, in my opinion, especially as a new player, you're gonna be able to get 6,000 Lapis, right? You have all the story to do, and you might end up doing like each of these. But the Attacker Magic Banner is probably gonna be the worst one for new players, in my opinion. You can get damage dealers. Damage dealers come out all the time in FFBe. You can pretty much just pick up like anyone that's halfway decent and be good to go, unless you watch a banner review and hear someone say like, this character is garbage, do not pull for them. That's really a damage dealer that you just don't want to pull for. If someone calls a damage dealer trash, garbage, don't pull for them. They're bad, they're really old, their damage doesn't line up to anyone that we're getting nowadays. That's the kind of a damage dealer that you don't want to pull for. But if you hear someone say like, oh, they're pretty decent, but they're not like game breaking, if you're a brand new player, that's going to be a pretty good damage dealer for you to pull on there. So, and those are the most often brought out damage dealers. It's just people are like, oh, they're good, but they're not game breaking, because people like to save up their currency, and rightfully so. So you'll find someone who comes out and is like insanely powerful, and that's what people will pull on. And then they'll wait a long time, and then they'll find someone that also kind of like power spikes up, and they'll pull on that guy. Meanwhile, there's gonna be a bunch of damage dealers in there that kind of like gradually get stronger over time. People who you don't need to pull on. But if you do get them coming into the game, they're gonna be very good. That's gonna what a lot of the damage dealers are gonna be in FFBe. So you can kind of avoid this one, because you'll be able to just kind of pick anyone who kind of comes up in the future, pull on their banner. But moving away from that one for new players, I think I would move away from that banner. Moving into the other ones though, these ones are gonna be pretty interesting. We have the Support and Breaker banner, the two most important classes, I think, in the game for long-term investment in playtime. These are the characters that actually last the longest, because breaks, and they're the most important too. Breaks are insanely strong. Buffs and mitigations and stuff, those are the two most important things in this game, outside of being able to have like a tank in your team. There's a lot of tanks. Some tanks are better than other things than other tanks, but they all kind of like jump in front of your team, take damage, put up general mitigation, all of that stuff. But supports and breakers, they kind of can be like, they're the backbone of your team, and once you get a good one, you're gonna have that person in your team for a long time. So we have on the other side, right here on the left side, we have Adventurer Locke and Edgar. Very, very powerful breakers. They have like a little bit of a gimmick thing, being Final Fantasy VI characters, where they can upgrade their limit bursts in battle by going to low HP with their I forget what they're called. They're like Threshold, or I forget what they're called. They're like what are the Desperation limit bursts from Final Fantasy VI, I do believe is what they're called, where they can go all the way up to like 84% breaks for multiple turns. Edgar actually, I think, has an 84% one-turn break right away. He's much easier to use in that way. Give him some limit burst gauge fill buffs and gear, and he's good to go. He's popping up that limit burst every turn for those 84% breaks. Breaks are insane in this game. If you're new to the game, breaks are crazy based on how the damage formula works in this game, right? Any person, whether it's your teammates or your characters or the enemies, for the calculations, it's your attacking stat squared. So like the more attack you have, the more attack you're going to get, and the more damage you're going to get, the more attack you get. So it's going to be like flying multiplicative formula. It's crazy. So if you can reduce your enemy's attack by 84%, you're dropping the damage you take by a huge, crazy amount. And that's why breaks are so powerful in Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. So always having the proper breaker in your team is very prominent. And there's two of them here. We'll have to see what other ones are in there. They show Swimsuit Lid and Fina on the right-hand side. Swimsuit Lid and Fina, Luna Freya, Sylvie. These are three characters that I think I've used in pretty much all of my parties. I think I just had a party the other day where I used all three of them. They're insane. Lid and Fina, they heal, they have re-raises, they have elemental imperils, they can make your team chain together. You got the breaks. Crazy good character there. Sylvie, crazy good character. Pretty much the glue of everything. Luna Freya, you guys need no introductions to these characters. We've been playing for a while. They are insanely powerful, and we'll have to see how the rest of this banner shapes up. Because I do believe the last time they had the banner, I think there's like 15 to 20 characters on each thing. So if they were putting in like 15 to 20 pretty strong, powerful characters, they take all the old characters out of there. These are gonna be incredibly powerful banners to pull on for use of the characters and their super TMRs. The last one here is the Healer Tank and the Magic Tank banner. This one's gonna be really good too, because there's not a whole lot of like bad healers, tanks, and magic tanks, right? There's gonna be a couple that are older, right? We have stuff like Awaken Rain, who was the first 5-star magic tank, I do believe, in the game. and he's, you know, he's just older. He's got an older kid. It's gonna be like the worst magic tank you can pull in here for sure. But there's also Sacred Shield Charlotte they're showing off. Awakened Warrior of Light. Warrior of Light Lena's in here. Ares in here. Dr. Aiden's in here. So if there's like, if 90% of the characters in this one is worth pulling on, these things, these characters, like, they get better as they get older for sure, but they are still incredibly powerful as long as you're not getting one of the first or second iterations of that 5-star character, right? The first 5-star healer is going to be worse than the newest 5-star healer, but the second and third 5-star healer are still going to be incredibly powerful because there's only so many different things that a healer can do to make all the other ones crazy bad. Because remember, when we're comparing characters in this game, as far as power creep concerns, we're not comparing necessarily characters to just characters in a vacuum. This is my vacuum thing. But you're comparing characters to each other, and then what those characters and what those differences are when it comes to actually taking on trial fights and bosses and stuff. If those characters are different, but they both just stomp on the fight, then it doesn't matter which one you have. You just need one of them. And most of the healers and tanks and magic tanks in the game, unless you're hitting some of the newer ones, or not newer ones, but some of the really old ones, which is only a couple of in the game, then they're all just going to be incredibly powerful against content. So this is going to probably be the best odds for usable characters in the game. We'll have to see when we get in there, but the healer tank and magic tank banner is looking really good for new players, especially. You're gonna get some really good units in there. And then I would definitely think about the support and breaker one as well. We'll have to see how this banner is with the units that get put into it. And that's why I'm saying the healer and magic tank one is probably going to be the best one, because there's not a whole lot of bad units they can put into there. There's only so many healers, tanks, and magic tanks. There's a lot of things you can make support or breaker, but there's only so many things you can label healer, tank, and magic tank in FFBe. So that's probably going to be the best one, followed by support, breaker, and then attacker and mage banner. It's probably going to be like for super TMRs only for a lot of people out there, which just makes sense to me. So that's going to be our sneak peek on the triple thing. If you should pull for it, what you should be pulling for, all of that good stuff. If you want to see more content like this, thank you guys so much for the support. Hit that subscribe button, turn notification bells on, leave a comment down below which of the 3 banners, if any, you're planning on pulling on. Let me know if you're a new player, because we are getting a lot of new player comments. And if you are a new player, what kind of stuff you have questions about, what kind of stuff you need answers about. And I'll try to, there's a lot of content I made a long time ago that kind of got lost on YouTube, and I need to remake some of that stuff because YouTube algorithm just hates it. And that's why it's important that you leave a like and a comment so YouTube doesn't hate this stuff and let it sink down to the dredges of YouTube Sea, whatever it is, YouTube Sea. Can that be like an underwater YouTube Sea? But thank you guys once again for supporting the channel. Thank you guys so much for those of you who support on Patreon, as well as by becoming a channel membership on our channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.